Okay, it may be corny, but I always like to say that Louisville is a great place to raise adults. And the main reason is the people, the rich cultures fully on display. But to be able to fully enjoy them, we have to be able to communicate. With me now is someone who does just that. She is Monica Lakhwani, and she is a language access coordinator, correct?
Yes. Correct.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
I think it's pretty obvious. People have to be able to communicate, but to really blend in, or not blend in, I want to say to be able to thrive in the city of Louisville, communication is so important. Talk a little bit about what you do and how you help.
So, as you already know, I'm a language access coordinator, and language access means providing limited English proficient people with accessible services. So, being able to provide language services for them so that they have equitable access to programs and to resources that Louisville Metro government provides.
Yeah, we talk about being equitable, and that's important to a city.
Yes.
For me, from a personal perspective, I always think I just want to be able to chat with someone, but this is much more important. This is about people who are coming into the community who need to have businesses conducted, medical thing. Talk a little bit about some of the departments that you help here with Metro government.
So my job is to make sure that I look at the language access plans on a yearly basis for all 40 or 41 departments. And that means to make sure that, that their staff and their agency can ensure language access and provide that to anybody coming in who may be limited in their, reading, writing, speaking, or even ability to understand English.
So, give me, if you would, Monica, maybe a typical scenario of a case where language access coordinator like yourself would be used.
So in my case, like even today, this morning, I received an email that said, "Hey, we are looking at, pre-K and what's going to happen with pre-K. If we get these, if we get the information translated, would you be able to help share it with the community?" Definitely. So I provide the resources. I can provide vendor information to our departments. I can help spread the word to the community who work with LEP, limited English proficient people.
Okay, language access coordinator, I would think, I automatically think, okay, you're going to need a lot of translators. So you probably have your fingers on the pulse of, how many different cultures do we have present here in
Right.
Louisville? Talk a little bit about that.
So Louisville is fascinating. We are growing leaps and bounds. We have over 150 languages.
Wow.
We have folks coming and who are here from over 100 nations. And that's a lot of languages. And that's a lot of proficiency levels. So some coming in with a little bit of English, some coming in with no English, some who are proficient. And so we're working across the spectrum here of who we serve and who we come into contact with.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your work must be rewarding because people, I would think, come to you at times in dire need, whether it be medical or being able to pay a bill, or maybe they're making a move and they're not sure exactly how they can do this because cultures are different as
Right.
well and you have to communicate. So talk to me, maybe tell me a story, Monica, about a rewarding time, a story when you said, okay, this is what I really wanted to do, make a difference.
Sure. Sure. So I will share that my role is internal. So it's not direct, in correspondence. Obviously, I don't translate and interpret all of the languages that Louisville holds. I think it's rewarding for me when I do some outreach and I reach community organizations and I talk to community members who look at me and say, well, we didn't get access to this services, or this was a barrier for us. How can we make sure that we're able to be a part of this program or access this resource? And I think that's where I come in. And it's very helpful for them to know that departments within Louisville Metro government have language access services available. They could come in, they could look at a language identification poster, or they could say a few words that will help, the staff member understand that, they are not English proficient in English, or that they may say hablo español so that they know that they speak Spanish and they need to get an interpreter on the phone. I think that gives me a sense of purpose, and it's rewarding for me because now that person who would have not been included, not received a service or a program or, a benefit now can.
What it says to me is, first of all, you care, and it also says the city cares, which makes me very proud. I love hearing about.
Definitely. And I love being part of the team that, that also has that same passion and, wants to make sure that everybody's included.
Yes. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Obviously, you have a passion for this type of work, and so tell me about you mentioned I don't speak all of the languages, but I bet you're multilingual, aren't you?
Multilingual.
Okay, tell me.
So I speak my mother language, which is Sindhi. I speak Urdu and Hindi because I was born in India. Came to the United States, and so I was in education for 2 decades, a multicultural specialist with JCPS, and in that position and in that role, I met multiple families and students. So I picked up a little bit of Spanish here and there. Have friends in Brazil, so pick up a little bit of Portuguese, and so my background is quite diverse.
I love that. Very impressive. I love that. So tell me a little bit about the collaborations that you have perhaps with businesses in Louisville as well, because obviously it goes further than just what Metro government can do. Are there businesses who can contact you and you can help them with understanding someone from another country?
So language access currently is not statewide. And so my role right now is just Louisville Metro government. I do work with economic development as they need it. And so they work with those businesses. And then I work with nonprofit organizations as well to make sure that community is aware of what services we provide.
Interesting. So if someone now, let's say we have someone who is in this country and they need access to your services, what would you tell them if you say, okay, here's what we can offer, here's how we can help you?
Sure.
If you would, a little bit of an overview.
We are actually trying to get as much word out as possible. So I've been in this role for about 3 months. And in 3 months, we have our language access website going. We are showing community members that there is actually a language drop down on LMG's main web page, so louisvillekentucky.gov. They were not aware of that. And so that's a start there. And then Language Services also now has some feedback and comment forms from the community that they can go ahead and fill online and complete and send to me, so that if they have gone and if they've come across a barrier, they've not been able to be a part of a program or access services, they can at least share that so that I could step in, I could talk to the department, I could let them know this is what happened. So we're getting there. We just finished our fiscal year 25 language access plans in the departments. And so working with all of the departments, just making recommendations and suggestions on how our limited English proficient folks can better access services.
See, this makes me excited about, I talk about Louisville being inclusive and welcoming, and this is a big part of that. So before I let you go, I'm going to ask you to do this. Okay, so in your native language, for someone who wants to get in touch with you or your office, how do they do that? Office of Immigrant Affairs. So how would they do it?
Office of Immigrant Affairs in my native language. Office of Immigrant Affairs. जब भी चाहिए वेबसाइट पर जाओ, उधर मेरा नाम भी लिखेला है लैंग्वेज एक्सेस के अंदर, और मेरे को ईमेल भेजो जब भी कुछ चाहिए.
What she said.
Whenever you need me, I'm on the website. You can find me under language access, and just send me an email.
Yeah, this is what I love about this show is not only am I learning about other departments in Metro government, but I get to meet people like you. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I really appreciate it. Monica Lakhwani.
Yep.
All right, Monica, thank you so much. And she is a language access coordinator for the Office of Immigrant Affairs. I think I got it all out there.
Yes, you did.
Thank you,
Perfect.
Monica.